Anyway, I just felt really good about that, finding that link. So,
Okay, here we go. Well, hello, everybody. We want to welcome you to the Wealth Made Easy for You broadcast. We're broadcasting live. My name is Carlos Millsap, and this is my partner here. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
hey, Brad Stewart here from sunny Southern California. Got kind of warm today.
Yes, it did. It's still kind of warm, but that's how we do it in Southern California. So
Amen to that, brother.
you know,
Amen to
we,
that.
yeah, we love it, and we're not mad about it at all. So we're glad that you guys were able to come in and uh, take this ride with us thus far. Whether you're able to pick this thing up live or whether you're able to look at it on a rebroadcast on a video, we're glad that you're allowing us to be able to come into your home and talk to you about finances. Well, I think tonight we have a subject that is going to be pretty interesting. It's a book that Brad and I have been discussing, for a few months now, and it has some pretty interesting uh, concepts in it. But right today, we're only just going to talk about a small portion of it. Um, and the name of the book is called "What Would the Rockefellers Do?" I'm gonna put that title up here so that you guys will be able to see it. But it's uh, "What Would the Rockefellers Do?" Let's see, we'll get here.
There
There
we
you
go.
go. So that's the book, and the author of this book is Garrett Gunderson, and he has some. This guy. You talking about somebody that pulled himself up by his bootstraps and was able to amass millions and to be able to give great information, great you know uh, I guess there's great information to other people so that you can have the ability to create generational wealth. And that's what we're talking about this evening is the ability not only to create generational wealth, but to keep it. And I think last night before we left, I had asked Brad a question. Said, Brad, if you had, and I said 2 billion, but let's just say tonight $1 billion. Um, would you expect that $1 billion to last, you know, for generations to come?
Right.
It should, right? I mean, because you would think we would think that there's no way that if you were the richest, one of the richest persons in the United States or even the world, that you would get to a point where that will dwindle down to just a few $1 million. But it's something that has happened, right?
Many times.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at a book. I'm going to share a book with you. Um, as we said, we're going to go through the pages. This book is called, "What Would the Rockefellers Do?" So I don't want to, give way too much. I want to go ahead and get into the book, and let's just take a look at it right here. And so let's see here. Let's get this thing up here. Oh, let me go back.
Gotta
Yeah,
love the technology.
got to love it. So let me remove this here, and let me go to stop screen share. Go back here and find this thing all over again. Here we go. All right, let me go to that window.
Well, while you're doing that, Carlos, let me make a couple of comments here that I think are appropriate for our subject tonight. Is just being able to take and get an idea of most of us think that the only way we can come into wealth is by winning the lotto or for some young people coming out of college, signing the big contract, whether it be in a professional sports um, uh, role, or you know signing on with a contract with a major corporation, those kinds of things. And I think part of the thing that we want people to recognize is that those are people that are the go-getters on a major basis for a specific thing. It's said for us that we can take and do the very same thing, just in a different manner. We can still get there. And I think that's important to be able
Absolutely.
to share with everybody. It's the difference between the hare and the tortoise, slow and steady, or the
Absolutely.
Speedy Gonzalez type thing.
Absolutely. That's a great point.
So
Great point. So, so I'm going to read some excerpts from this book. This is coming from chapter one. Um, what would what would the Rockefellers do? I almost said what would the Vanderbilts do, and you don't want to do what the Vanderbilts did. So here we go. So it says here: imagine one of your great grandchildren presiding over family fortunes of tens of millions of dollars, or even hundreds of millions of dollars, and imagine that whenever your great grandchild receives a check to help pay for education, or to buy their first home, or to start a business, or to even to help survive financial disasters like medical bills, illness, or disability, your grandchild gives a quick toast, a quick thank you to your memory. Your grandchild toasts you because you started it all. You amassed wealth, left behind a set of values and financial legacy to shepherd the wealth. You know, that has to be such a great and awesome feeling to be able to look forward, um, look ahead, and to be able to begin to create wealth for those who came before you. I mean, came after you. I tell you what, I can't even begin to imagine, because it's something that just definitely didn't happen to me. Uh, Brad, did you have millions left for you?
oops, no.
Okay, yeah. So,
Hey, I'm
um,
salt of the earth kind of guy. I'm one of those meat and potato guys that just goes out and puts his nose to the grindstone and just keeps working and trying to help people make things happen.
right, exactly. So it would have been nice to have that. And if anybody in here, typically read the Bible even talks about leaving a legacy, for the generations to come. So that is an awesome feeling, to be able to know that you actually thought enough of those that are coming up after you, that you put something aside for them, and it was something that was going to last them forever. So now, the question is this possible? Is it possible for you, uh, not just to leave your kids better off than you were, but to spark a financial legacy of wealth and empowerment that lasts for generations? That to be able to do something along those lines has to be a phenomenal feeling, knowing that um, with all the uncertainty that the future may hold, that you
Right.
put something together that will take care of future generations. That's got to be just the best feeling, forever. Instead of, we see now, we're living in an age now where people are dying, and people are doing fundraising in order to put their loved ones away. So that's the wrong way to do it. The right way to do it is to be able to leave something behind, for your loved ones, a legacy. Now, the thing that we need to understand, that it's not easy, and it does take careful planning, but it has to be done. It can be done. And so, one of the concepts that we try to teach here with Wealth Made Easy for you is that it is something that you can do. It is something that we can actually help you do. We can actually help you get to a point where you're building that legacy. You're creating wealth that's going to last from generation to generation. Um, there's concepts that you keep the money together, and you're going to see here, and that's how you do it. So now let's talk about the fortune of Cornelius Vanderbilt. Um, this is an intriguing story, isn't it, Brad?
Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
So Cornelius Vanderbilt, he made his fortunes in the transportation business, starting by ferrying goods and passengers around the New York harbor in the early 19th century. Now, I'm going to skip down here. At his death in 1877, Vanderbilt's fortune was estimated to top $100 million. Can you imagine that? In 1877, $100 million? That is crazy. Now, this next line is going to blow your mind, which was more than the U.S. Treasury held at the time. So he was richer than the U.S. Treasury. That's that's a lot of money, no matter how you slice it. So that's more than 200 billion with the B in today's dollars. That's a lot of money.
Well, and to think that that was more money than what was in the what would be the equivalent of the Fed today, that's what blows my mind.
Yeah, it is absolutely mind blowing that you can have a person have more money than the country that he's in. It's incredible. So now, but even as the richest man in America, Vanderbilt lived a relatively modest life. He gave money to charity. Okay, so he wasn't a spendthrift person. You know, he didn't have what someone would have today if they actually went out and won the lottery. He didn't have sudden wealth syndrome. So
Right.
then his son, when he passed, his son was given 95% of his fortune, William Henry Vanderbilt. And so and William Henry Vanderbilt did extremely well. He doubled the family fortune before his death. But listen, which was 9 years after his father. But that was the last time that the Vanderbilt family fortune grew. That was the last time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that became a problem because if there's no growth, that means that you're losing money. So if the Vanderbilts wasn't growing in money, they were actually losing money. So it is said that Cornelius Vanderbilt's last words were, "Keep the money together." I'm sure that that's probably a new concept to everybody, um, but this is something that is actually kind of smart when you think about it. But the Vanderbilts, they didn't listen to him. The Vanderbilts' heirs failed fabulously, tremendously, greatly. The family fortune was squandered in just a handful of generations. Can you imagine this? You got a family that have more money than the U.S. Treasury in just a few short generations. All that money's gone. That is absurd. That's ridiculous. A direct descendant of Cornelius died broke just 48 years after he did. So now there's a difference. Now we have the Rockefellers. So this book is titled "What Would the Rockefellers Do?" John D. Rockefeller made his fortune selling oil and kerosene. He started Standard Oil of Ohio in 1870, and by the end of the decade, his business was refining more than 90% of the oil in the United States. Rockefeller's objective was to deliver the best oil at the cheapest price, and it did well for him and his family. Now, the New York Times
Very
said
well.
that in Rockefeller's 1937 obituary that he had amassed more than $1.5 billion. That's in 1937. That's a lot of money. In today's dollars, estimates his wealth of being between 243 billion and 341 billion. That's a lot of money, people. So unlike the Vanderbilts, Junior kept the family money together by creating a trust for each of his children, a daughter and five sons. The bulk of the family fortune was put into these trusts managed by a group of financial professionals like us, referred to as the family office, which would provide Junior's kids with interest income. 6 generations later, the family office is still managing the Rockefeller fortune, which is estimated to be more than $10 billion. more than 150 Rockefellers currently. Listen to this: more than 150 Rockefellers currently receive interest income from the family trust. So you got a family trust that was started, you know, well, almost 100 years ago, and it still is taking care of the family.
And
That's taking care.
it's all based on the interest of the funds.
Absolutely.
It's
So it's
interest
all based
income.
upon that. It's all based upon that. So the thing about it is that you have to think. Why did the Rockefellers keep their fortune, and why did the Vanderbilts lose everything? So that's what we really need to discuss is what's the big difference. You got to when it comes to wealth building, you got to keep the money together. And one of the things that you'll find in this book about what would the Rockefellers do, one of the things that they talk about is life insurance. Not life insurance just in case a person dies, but cash value. That's one of those financial instruments that you can put money into, and the families can live off that interest forever. So that's one of the things that we wanted to make sure that we share with you tonight. Now I'm gonna go through. There's some questions in here. Brad, have you been able to look at some of the questions, see if there's anything we want to bring up here?
Uh, most of them are comments. I'm not sure I see any questions. Michael Smith, can a family fortune be over by time? I'm not sure what Michael means by that, other than possibly, can it be over by time, as in that quickly, as in the Vanderbilts? And
Michael, maybe you want to try to clarify that question there.
yeah, that's a good idea. Punch in a clarification on that if you would, Michael.
Okay. All right. Yep. Looks like all comments. So now here's the thing. Now this book is available. We know that everybody's not commenting. There's some people still that they're looking live. This book, we can. It's a great book. It's a great read. You learn a lot from it, and we want you to have it. Also, go ahead, Michael. We'll let you explain as we kind of give you an offer. If you would like to you can. This is a book you can't purchase, but we want to have you get access to it at no cost. If you're interested in getting access to this book at no cost, what we would like for you to do is for you to go over to the private chat and for you to put your email address, your name, email address, and phone number in the private chat, and we will contact you with the ebook, or with a link to the ebook, so that you'll be able to download it. So this is what we covered today. What would the Rockefellers do? So if that's something that you would like to have, I think I purchased this book, and I'm trying to remember what this book actually cost me. So we're trying to save you some money. Let me just take a look here. Here we go, right here. So this book right here, $10. So we're gonna save you $10. It's not a heck of a lot of money, but anytime you can, with the way gas prices are right now, if you can save $10, save $10.
Put
Let us
it in
save
your gas tank.
Yep, exactly. Put that in your gas tank. Get your
Buy a gallon and a half of gas.
Exactly, absolutely. So go ahead and do that, and we'll be more than happy. So Michael Smith says, yes, exactly what I want to know is, will it be over by the time slowly? Well, Maxwell, if you want a copy of if you want a free book, just go to private chat and put your name, email address, and phone number, or name and email address, and we'll send you out a link. And that way you don't have to worry about buying a book.
If you want to buy the book, you can always get it at Amazon.com.
Absolutely.
Also, one of my favorite places to go is abebooks.com. ABEBOOKS.com. They specialize in used books, so you can be able to get it maybe a little less expensive, but less expensive is the link that we're going to be offering you guys to be able to take and pick that up. No cost.
No cost.
So I think it's really interesting, though, that the comparison, that's just the intro that sets the stage for this book. And I think people are going to be very, very interested in reading this book, because it's going to really show how, even though the Rockefellers and the Vanderbilts were mega earners in their day, unlike most of us are just the average common man. I get that. But what we're talking about is how you can use the methods and the ideas and the concepts, along with what we're talking about, implementing the infinite banking concept. It's the same idea, being able to take it and put that together into your own family and to create a legacy for you folks and be able to enjoy that. So,
absolutely. So once again, we're glad that we were able to spend some time with you this evening. We hope that you got something out of it. And we thank you for your comments. And we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow night. Now, we're probably going to go a little bit further into this book tomorrow night to talk about some other concepts, but then we're going to be asking for suggestions as far as what you guys, what questions that you may have. We like to answer questions, so we like it when you guys talk to us, because if we're not solving a problem, then we're not doing our job. So once again, I'm Carlos Millsap. I want to thank you for coming out and being with us this evening.
And it's Brad Stewart. Thanks for being here with us. We'll look forward to catching up with you tomorrow. Again, 6 p.m. Pacific time. And y'all have a good evening or a good morning wherever you are here in this world. So thanks so much. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bye now.